Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Chris and Tammy here coming to you live from Daytona Beach. It's always a pleasure and honor to present the Got Backup opportunity and story with all of you. And thank you for joining us. Bakshi from Bangladesh, thank you for being here. Esther from Accra, Ghana, welcome. Great to have you here. And all of you that are going to be coming in as we present, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, Tammy, why don't we start with a bit of a story on how do we get introduced to Got Backup?
Yeah, so it's been 2 years now, 2 exciting years, as a matter of fact, building global businesses. Joel, the owner of GotBackup, is a very, very good friend of ours. So we've known him for 20, 25 years, I think, Chris.
Mhm.
And yeah, watching the kids grow up, they watch our kids grow up and have grandkids, all that stuff. So it's fun when you have good relationships. And we've watched Joel build his company, and GotBackup is one of his projects. And we watched him grow his company online for many, many, many years. Chris was using one of his services at one point, and Chris and I had built successful businesses in the network marketing realm for many years, and he was kind of watching what we were up to, and he finally contacted us, and I think it was a month into the project of the GotBackup project, and he says, this is going viral, and I'd love for you guys to have a look at it. And we just happened to be open, and we looked at it. And because of the relationship that we have with Joel and know the success that he's had, we were open to have a look. And once we saw exactly what you're going to see today, once we saw that, for us, it was like it was a door opened and new opportunity, catch the wave of something that's growing massively in the international market. So here we are 2 years later and having a blast and building global businesses and having a great time doing it. Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree, Tammy. And welcome, Simon from the UK and Bill from
And
London,
Bill,
Ontario.
hey.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. And folks, here's the thing. Tammy and I have done business in network marketing in that realm for over 20. My God, I think we're going
27,
close to 30 years now. I keep
27.
saying 20 years, like it's
Yeah.
been several years. And the fact here is we've built relationship all over the world. And we know that today there are, I mean, it's no surprise, right? There is a lot of changes occurring with the way we do business, which is affecting our economy, which is affecting inflation and currency exchange and so forth. And the fact, folks, is it's really important to consider another business, but not a business that will suck your time dry, but a business that you can leverage from something that everybody does anyway. And that's the reason why we got really excited. And we saw an opportunity where families could be empowered by a global opportunity. We'll share with you that we're 156 countries that we're serving. There's people from all over the world that are using GotBackup. So we saw opportunity for massive growth. Thinking of Dropbox was over 700 million users. And all they do is they offer cloud services. And here we are offering an opportunity while offering 3 times what the competitors. We'll share that with you. So we saw that people can really turn their dreams into reality. Looking at this slide here, the family, the father's kind of showing off the set of keys because they brought into a brand new home. We know today, I don't know if you've been in Canada lately, but it's pretty expensive for newcomers, for the younger generation to buy into our home today. And having another stream of income can really supplement that. It can help with that. What about taking a vacation where you want to, opposed to where you can afford to? Is not a nice change as a concept.
Yeah.
What about bringing new family members? We understand today that groceries and everything that we buy at the grocery store has grown by a significant amount. So again, that could be a roadblock for you in adding more family members because you'd like to have more children. That should not be a reason for not having more children. And the last point here, and that's why I mentioned it's so important to have a side business that can complement, especially if you want to retire one day, which we all going to get there one day. And it's nice to have another stream of income that can come in to feed into this retirement plan. We know that today that some of you maybe have recognized that some changes have occurred because your equities, that your retirements are into have reduced significantly until they go back up. And depending on the age group that you're in, you might be feeling a bit of pressure there because you don't have another 10 years or 20 years to wait, if you understand my meaning. So having another stream of income, it's really, really important. And that's the reason why Tammy and I really are excited about this venture.
Yeah, and you don't want to wait until you're retired to start doing something. Do it now and build the empire that you've always dreamed of. And that's Chris and I, we walked away from traditional it's been about 27 years, Chris. We walked away from the traditional way, and it's literally changed our lives. We have so much freedom to do what we want when we want, go wherever we want. We don't have to we're not accountable to anybody, and this is the life that we decided to build, and anybody can do it. We're average people, so our goal is always to help people who want to evolve. We want to help people who want to grow a business and get to the next level so that they can live the life that they truly desire.
And there's some really cool stuff that are going to be announced, by the way, next Saturday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, Tammy and I are going to be doing a training on the lead capture system that's included. Again, I know we haven't talked about a product there, but really excited about what's coming. But folks, the company began in 1997 from Gatineau, Quebec. This is kind of the time where I met Joel, maybe a couple of years after that. And as Tammy stated, I was using one of his products, which I was using a website that it was being hosted on his server. I remember telling me that they had so many clients, so many customers that they've reached their bandwidth and they need to start to expand. And the city told them, that's what Joel told me, the city told them that we can certainly pay for it, but you'll have to pay for the other half. But once you reach that limit, which they knew they would, that's it. You can't go any further. So that's the reason why they moved into the US, into an area, which is in Texas, where the bandwidth was big enough to support their future growth. And in fact, that's where Toyota and Microsoft and many, Google and many other big companies out there are stationed because of the fiber optic that's on the ground. If you don't know what that means, think of a super highway. Where if you're in California or in Toronto, there's 16 lanes and there's all these cars can go back in and out. That's what we're talking about. That's the fiber optic where they can support the kind of growth and the kind of population that are trying to come in to access the information back and forth. So now he bought into this picture you can see here, a 10,000 square feet data center. And here's what's really cool. I'm going to share with you that's going to show the story a little bit behind what's going on behind the scene. But folks, this is a debt-free company right now, folks. This is really, really important. So knowing that it's a debt-free company, that means that we have a pretty secure, obviously, we don't have a crystal ball, but at the end of the day, it makes a lot of sense to know that this is a company, it's going to be here for the long term. And GotBackup, by the way, is a division of a bigger company called GBU, which has been around over 27 years. So folks, we have the best of both worlds. There's a new company, a new division where the company has been backed up for decades. So let's watch what Joel shared here, what's going on behind the scene. Let's check this out together.
Hey guys, welcome to the corporate office of GotBackup. Now everybody wants to know, are we super secure? And how do we offer such an amazing service at such a low price? So this is in our tech room. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you on a tour of our server room to show you just how secure it is, and we welcome you into the family. So let's go over to the server room. So the first thing I wanna explain to you guys is that we're fully PCI compliant. For physical PCI compliance, what does that mean? It means we're allowed to physically store credit cards in our data center because we're uber secure. So we've passed all the tests for that and we're legally allowed to store credit cards and your storage. So one of the first requirements for PCI compliance is you have to have 2 coded doors before you get into your server room. We also as a company like to have fun, so we call it Area 51. So anyway, I'm gonna code this door with my back here so you guys can't see what the code is. Come in this way. This is a simple inventory room, guys. We build servers here and so forth. And then our second coded door is over here, okay? And so we have a coded door here as well to get into the server room. So here we are in the server room, guys. This is where all the magic happens. So couple of things people ask. Joel, how secure is my data and could you ever lose our data? So as an example, let's come here. It's impossible to lose your data, and here's why. If you look at this storage array, and we have you know, hundreds of storage arrays in here. There's 14 hard drives across this storage array. 4 of these hard drives could fail, which statistically never happens, but let's say it did. 4 of these hard drives need to fail before we start to lose some data. But guess what? We're not going to lose any data because this is striped to here. This whole rack of hard drives here is copied here. Just the same here. All these hard drives here are copied here. So there's not a single point of failure relative to your data. There's also no single point of failure in the server room. As an example, there's A power and B power. Every server is plugged into A power. Every server is plugged into B power. Also, relative to cooling of this room, if you come over here, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditioners in this server room. So the air is never going to be a problem. The other thing as well is we're very, very efficient. If you look up at the ceiling, let's come back over here, you'll see vents up there, and the cold air is strategically placed in front of the servers here, so it sucks in all the cold air, and it goes over into the hot aisle behind this wall here. So very, very efficient server room as well. And finally, if God forbid there was ever a fire in this room, we have here what's called a fire suppression system. What this system does, it's just a bunch of electronics behind here, but we can open it up, okay, is if God forbid there was a fire, and in 25 years there's never been a fire, but it will snuff out all the oxygen in this room. If there's no oxygen, then the fire goes out, right? So we don't use water to destroy the equipment. So that's the basics of the server room. Super, super secure and super redundant relative to your data. So the other aspect to security is we use the exact same security as Amazon, as Google, as all the big players, Microsoft. It's patented security, it's military grade, 256-bit encryption security. So your stuff is very secure. So
we just want to share with you a segment of video that you have available into your back office under the extra promotional tool. You'll check this out when you log in. But folks, at this point, it's important to talk about the trends. Trends are indicators for you to decide where do you want to spend your time and money. So let's start with the first trend, Tammy. Let's cover this one.
Yeah. And we all know this. There's so many devices out there, almost 15 billion devices out there in the world today. Everybody's filling them up with data, with photos, videos, documents. I mean, let's face it, we're living in a paperless world. So everybody is filling their devices and everybody's getting annoying messages to pay more. So that's why we're super excited about this trend particularly.
Absolutely. And continuing on that thought here, folks, from 2011 to 2023, I know it's a bit of an older slide, but look at the growth that went from 2011 to 2023, folks, from 6% to 60%. This is a huge increase. Looking at the slides a bit more up to date here, and revenues from 2022 to 2030, I think this is very conservative. We're talking 90 billion revenue, close to $500 billion. I think it's going to be $750 billion, folks. I mean, Apple's getting it. Adobe's getting it. Microsoft's getting it. There are many, many other companies, and there's going to be many, many others. But here's where we're different. We provide you an opportunity to earn an income. We'll cover that in a minute. That's what makes it so attractive. And again, the cell phone addiction, it's one of the big reasons, right?
Yeah, everybody's on their devices. You can do anything on your devices, and we're always using it on a regular basis. I mean, now everybody's, just tapping to pay for things and just easily connecting with people in the world today. I remember back, I'm going to be 62 in June, and I remember back in the day, I mean, to be able to connect with people was such a big thing. Now it's amazing on what we can do with devices. So yeah, I get super excited.
And 62 is just a number, Yeah. We train like we're in our 20s. And folks, you know what? Because of all of this, data loss is a growing concern. 45% of cell phone users have accidentally damaged their phone and have lost their data. Think about it, folks. This is a device where everything you take is in. It's like a prison. And if this doesn't go somewhere, in the event that you lose your device, your stuff is gone with it. This is really serious. That's a piece of your soul that you can never get back. These are moments that you can never get back. Very important to get in mind. 5,700 screens are cracked every hour. Laptops, cell phones stolen every 43 seconds. Don't quote me these numbers, folks, because I'm sure that things might have maybe got a little worse considering what's going on today in the world. But folks, the point here is you need to protect these moments. Here's
Yeah,
another message.
how many times have you guys had this stuff happen to you? You know, all those things that Chris mentioned has happened to both of us. And it's devastating when you lose stuff or break stuff and you just have no access to get these things back. So how many times have we all had these messages? That's the big reason why we were looking at this as well, is because both of us are actively using our devices all the time, and we're always getting these annoying messages, and everybody that I know gets these annoying messages. So this provides obviously a great opportunity as well.
I totally agree, Tammy. And the other trend here, folks, as I mentioned earlier, is making more money. We're living in a time right now where, you know, it's very interesting, but in the past, in the early 20s and 30s, 1930s, 1920s, everybody was self-employed. Why? Because people who were farming, they were, you know, it was a different where until we went into the industrial age where everybody became employees of big corporation, and we kind of lost sight of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting, but things are turning around where now people have to become entrepreneurs again to be able to catch up, because the industrial age is a dying breed, and people have to evolve. And today, because of social media and everything else, and you know, network marketing and affiliates and products like GotBackup, I mean, it's coming left, right, and center. And if you're well organized, you can do very well. So if you look at 42% of Americans have side businesses, 62% of Gen Z, these are our children between age of 18 to 25 have side gigs. What about the rest of the world here, folks? This is what is going on. So you can leverage from these trends with GotBackup. That's exactly why we're presenting this here to you. So Tammy, let's start explaining, what do people get as a product when they get involved with GotBackup?
Yeah, so you get 6 terabytes of data storage, which is pretty big. And you get on your account, you can add 5 additional members. When I saw that, that was an eye opener for me, because we're family people, right? So we can imagine all the families that can benefit from this. And if you have 5 additional family members on your account, you can give them whatever you want in terms of terabytes or gigabytes or whatever it is that you want to give them to so that they have access to have, you know, to be part of the cloud where they're not filling up their devices, because our kids fill up devices pretty quick. So unlimited devices with that, and all of this for $10 a month. It's actually $9.97. What really excited us, I mean, this was very exciting, but what really excited us was the fact that it provides a business that people can build from home and stay home with their families, which is absolutely phenomenal.
I totally agree, Tammy. And I know that some of you are going to do the business, and you may come across folks that don't really understand what's really going on and the opportunity behind it. And they may come around and say, well, what about iCloud? I'm using iCloud with my cell phone, or I'm using Dropbox with my computer, or maybe even your device. I'm using Google Drive to back up all my things. And okay, here's the thing that we need to establish as a clarity. Number one, yes, they're all within the same price range, $9.99, and GotBackup is $9.97. They all have about 2 terabytes generally, and we're offering 6. That's 3 times what the competitors are offering for the same amount of money. But on top of that, folks, as Tammy explained, is you can have 5 different other users, family members that you can share your. Maybe you only need 2 terabytes, and you can share the other ones with the other members of the family. Now let's look at yearly. Well, yearly iCloud is $360, Dropbox $660, Google Drive is $216, and again, there might be other features that you may choose to choose or not. My point in saying here is now the competitors are matching the amount of storage, but look at the price. We're just below $100, folks. And again, we're not talking about the fact that we have an opportunity behind that, which it's not what they're offering, right? So this is something that sometimes people forget to mention. So let's summarize here, Tammy, what we have as a product.
Yeah, so you get 6 terabytes of storage, $9.97 a month, and that includes up to 6 accounts. And Android, iPhone, whatever you have, any device, right? So you saw the video on the security and how everything's all set up. What's important on this slide is it's a 30-day money back guarantee. You got nothing to lose, right? To get it all set up. But I don't know anybody who would, and Chris is going to show you how simple it is. It's so simple. I don't know anybody who would set it up and want to go back to less offering and without an opportunity. So it's such a great opportunity for people.
I agree, Tammy. So let's just show you how simple it is to install the app on your cell phone, folks. There's 2 apps that you install if you want to back up your computer, which is an incremental backup, and there's another one for your cell phone. So let's watch how simple it is on your cell phone.
Hey everybody, this is a quick walkthrough of how to install your GotBackup app onto your mobile device. In this case, I'm using the Android Galaxy, but the process is the same also on an iPhone. So to download your app, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either come to the Play Store. On an iPhone, it's called just the App Store, and just search for GotBackup. And there it is. Or we could come to our members area and go to use this tool, and then you will see it here on your dashboard. So again, I'm using my Android device. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, and it's going to take me to my Google Play Store. If you're on an iPhone, it will take you to your App Store on your iPhone device. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and open it. It's going to ask you to log into your account. Go ahead and allow all your notifications so it could let you know that everything's being uploaded properly, and go ahead and put in your unique ID. Once logged in, you will be asked to let GotBackup access your photos and videos on your mobile device. Select Allow. Without having to do anything, an Android upload folder was automatically created for me. Neat! If you are on an iPhone, the folder will be called iPhone Upload. Now, depending on how many photos and videos is on your device, your first backup might take some time. So it is highly recommended that your device is on a charger and is connected to Wi-Fi. It is a good idea to start your first backup in the evening and keep your GotBackup app open and let it back up overnight. One more thing I'd like to point out. If I tap on these 3 little lines on the top left corner and tap on Settings, you will see these 3 boxes under Monitor are automatically checked. Auto Upload will automatically upload all future photos and videos taken on your device to your GotBackup cloud. Camera Roll Upload will back up all existing photos and videos that are stored on your device to your GotBackup cloud. And Upload Only on Wi-Fi will only back up your data while connected to Wi-Fi. If you have an unlimited data plan, you can uncheck this. So if I come to my gallery, I'm going to have a slew of pictures from over the years. This is actually Joel's phone, so if I come to my albums, I have almost 1,400 pictures. Alright, so if I come to my app, come back to my menu and click Transfers, you're going to see all my pictures now are uploading. Since this might be a large upload at first and I have a low battery, it's highly recommended that you plug into a power source. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, now that's finished. We can now see that our Android upload has all been categorized by what year these photos were taken. These were taken in 2021. And this was just recently. So that's pretty much it. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward.
So you see, folks, it's an absolute no-brainer. The system does it all. You just have to make sure that you install the app from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Just agree to all the terms that it asks you to agree to, and then let the system does everything for you. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you how it's organized on my cloud. So folks, shift over right now to the fact I mentioned earlier. It's not just a cloud storage, folks. This is also a venture, an opportunity for you to create another stream of income. That is the only cloud storage that pays you, folks. And let us show you how you can make money with GotBackup starting from this slide. Go ahead, Tammy.
Yeah, so you can see the 3 sections that are highlighted. We're going to spend time in that area because that's the foundation. That's starting to build an organization. And if you want to learn how to earn residual income, this is it. So the others are bonuses. Chris is going to tap a little bit into it, but let's get started. So customer acquisition bonus, CAB for short, is when somebody wants to join the business and they make a decision that they want to pay monthly or yearly, totally up to them. And if they decide they want to pay monthly, you're going to get 200% upfront for them joining. It's the company's way of thanking you for bringing whoever it is into the business. And if they decide they want to pay yearly, you're going to get 50% on the annual. Okay. And that's upfront. And then 25% if they order any extra packages. And the bottom part, you can see it's about building a customer base, which a lot of people do. And you get 25% ongoing. So let's make a couple examples for people to see how simple it is. So if you have 20 people who want to have the service and want to be able to tell other people, so they sign up as a member, you're going to get 200% up front. So on a $10 item, let's just round it off for 10 from the $9.97, you're going to get $20 for every single person. So you're making $400 in commission. I don't know anybody who wouldn't want that. And so you're not limited. Just remember, you're not limited to how many people you can bring in. And then customers, you get ongoing. So that's a 25% ongoing, rounding it all off. You get from the $10 item, you get $250. And this is ongoing every month. So if you have 20 people, $50, that's something that's big. It pays for something, pays for one of your bills every single month. So yeah, so build both. If you decide to do this, build customers, build members, and have a good time with it.
It's a great service, folks. I haven't used Dropbox in about a year, maybe more now. Everything is on GotBackup. But let me show you how this grows for you on the back end as you build the front end. What Tammy talked about on the income, that's the front end, people coming inside the door. Now, let me show you what happens on the back end as people start sharing this within their community. We call that cycle earning. And there's a 2-team structure. There's a left team and a right team. When you see indirect, that's someone above you that sponsors someone on your right side, just as you sponsor the direct, the yellow person there that you sponsored underneath the indirect, he also benefits just as you benefit from someone else. So understanding this now, let's talk about the cycle bonus. There are 2 tiers. Tier 1 is an income, and tier 2, it's double the income, actually a little bit more than tier 1. Sometimes it's actually 3 times. So think about it, folks. For the same amount of work that you've done, now you're getting 3 times the same amount because you're in tier 2. And I'll show you how to get from tier 1 to tier 2 in a minute. Number 1 is you need to activate. Just like you're paying for your services, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, whatever you're using. These are monthly services. As long as you're paying your monthly fees, you have access to the service. Same thing we GotBackup. Number 2 is you enroll 2 people to join. 2 people. That's what opens the gateway for you to start receiving cycle bonus. 1 on your left team, 1 on your right team. Either they paid for the year or they pay monthly. Just so you understand, if they pay for the year, GotBackup will divide it in 12 payments. So you're qualified every single month. Because I know some of you are asking sometimes. And number 3 is what we call earning cycle. That's what triggers the income for you to earn, is when the system sees there are 6 members, where there's 4 on one side and 2 on the other. It's a ratio of 4 to 2. Doesn't matter what side that occurs. When that happens, then a cycle is generated. The next question you may have, well, how much is a cycle? Well, it's a percentage based on the company's profitability. And we talk about these in our trainings. You can go back to the YouTube channels. Everything's there that explains the compensation plan. There's a PDF you can download and so forth, and many videos. My point here is the company's profitability and your rank. That's how you move from tier 1 to tier 2. Okay? It's really straightforward. Number 3, this becomes very interesting because every time you sponsor someone to GotBackup, they are going to be cycling, just like we just explained to you now. But now the difference is you can earn a percentage of the cycles that they're earning that the company sends to you as a we call it like a matching check. So, for example, if you are a Sapphire, and I'll talk about the rank in a minute here, then you can start qualifying to earn matching cycles from your personals. That you bring in 2 people or 2,000 people, you will earn a percentage from 25% to 100% that can go from $1,000 up to $20,000 for every single person you sponsored. Understand that these people are building a team, they're cycling, and this is how big this can become. And for, again, perspective, Dropbox has 700,000
million.
Million. Sorry. It's such a big number that it's like beyond my scope. 700 million users, folks. Think about the potential. You need a little tweezer of that can completely change your life and your entire family. This is very powerful. And then you have, as Tammy mentioned, the other bonuses, generation bonuses, dynamic compression bonuses. If this is Chinese or you don't understand what that is, folks, again, just go back to the trainings that we've done. We explained that in details. It's really, really cool as you move up in rank. The generosity of this compensation plan opens up like a flower. It's just absolutely amazing. Now, in moving forward here, Tammy, let's show people how simple it is to duplicate that system.
Yeah, there's one thing that Chris and I learned in building massive organizations globally, and in our profession, the network marketing profession, is if you have something that can be simply duplicated and many people can do it, no matter how busy they are, then you'll build a massive organization. So we had to make sure that this was super simple. So first of all, you sign up. And then you talk to a few people, get a couple people in your business, which is super simple. It's a $10 item, right? And everybody uses data storage. So it's such a no-brainer. So Chris showed you the 2-team structure, one left, one right. Simple. That's the first step. And then go and get a couple more. And then each time you do this and you teach your team members to do this, it duplicates so fast over time. It's unbelievable what can happen. I know we've been in it for 2 years and there's a lot of growth happening in the organization.
Absolutely. Every single day. How do we get started?
Yeah. $20 is the fee to earn. So if you want to earn and you don't want to be a customer, you want to be able to tell other people, it's a $20 annual fee. And then you decide you want to pay monthly or yearly. Coming from a traditional business and the amount of money I put out up front, when you see this, I mean, anybody can do this. Anybody.
And that's exactly what this is all about, folks. We are in 156 countries around the world right now. What we mean by that is not 156 countries are all building a business. They can, but really what's happening is we're serving 156 countries. This is massive, considering that I think there's 190 something countries around the world. We're just around the corner to be around the planet, folks. That is exciting. And as we evolve, folks, recognition is so important. I repeat this every presentation. Babies cry for it. Adults die for it. It's one of the major motivation for people to stay the course and to keep moving forward are the ranks, the ladder. And understand that this ladder of growth also impacts your income in GotBackup. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. As a bronze, you sponsor one person. As a copper, Tammy talked about duplication system. That's your building block. They sponsor one person on your left, one person on the right, I should say. That is a copper. So if you do that, you are a copper. You become a silver when things starts duplicating. That means one of your personals or someone that you brought in, maybe not the ones you brought in, but someone they brought in became copper. Boom, just one, you become a silver. As a gold, now you're a bit more serious in building your business and you start earning more in a compensation plan. That means you sponsored 5 people, and out of that 3 became copper. It could be someone that not necessarily you brought in, but that was brought in by someone you brought in. And there's a total of 25 people on your team. You are a gold. Now, you're still in tier 1. But you're earning a bit more from the generosity to the comp plan. You want to move up to tier 2. You remember it was like 3 times more than tier 1. You want to become a platinum. What's the difference? Well, as a platinum, you have one more person that became copper. Folks, that's not the end of the world. It's pretty straightforward. But in this time, what happens is you sponsor 10 people into your business. sponsor 10 people into your business, and one more person became a copper. And that's where it becomes, and as a sapphire, I'm going to stop there, but as a sapphire, you're helping another person becoming copper, right? You still have your 10 people, but now there's 50 people in your team instead of 40, which is the platinum. Now you start earning more bonuses, which now we're adding the bonus is a cycle bonus that's being added on. And then you move on to Emerald. In fact, this morning, someone just hit Emerald. And again, it's really incredible what's going on here, folks. That's what makes things so exciting. And of course, our goal is to reach Black Diamond. And that's just by duplicating. So let's talk about the support we have.
Yeah, so you get personalized referral links, and yeah, show up not this Saturday. Well, obviously you want to show up Saturday, but show up the following Saturday. You're going to be so impressed with the new marketing stuff that's coming out. You get personalized landing page. You got an email marketing system that is built into your back office, which is absolutely free. When I saw that, that was such a huge bonus, especially if you want to automate your business, which is something that we want to do. So marketing tools are there, regular online presentations. This is one we're doing on our personal YouTube channel, but we do presentations on the company's channel every single Wednesday night at 8 p.m. You'll get all of these announcements when you make a decision to partner with us. And then team trainings are going on in different languages all over. The company also has a team training platform every single Saturday at 10 a.m. Chris and I offered to do the trainings on the Saturdays. We're going to be talking about email marketing system and really how to automate your business. So we're super excited on what's available with GotBackup.
I totally agree, Tammy. And you want to show up tomorrow. We're going to show you how to take advantage of what's included with your $997 package, which is the marketing tool, the lead capture system, and everything that's available to you. Folks, this is a product that everyone needs and a business that everyone can afford. That's why I'm so excited about this. As we finish this presentation here, folks, I just want to show you how it looks like on the back end. This is your back office here. This is your rank over here. And from there, these are the links that you want to be aware of, especially when you begin use this tool. So if you're brand new here, you want to click on use this tool, and you can see I'm using quite a bit of my cloud. That's because I got 4 computers now that are backed up. But the point here, folks, is everything is stored. This is what you need to be aware of. Download these. Again, depending on what operating system you have. If you have a Windows, you want to click on this button. If you have a Mac, you want to click on this button and install the software to make sure that you do an incremental backup, to make sure that all your stuff is on the cloud. And some all great features that are coming about that are going to simplify the access to all your files on the cloud. So now you got your phone backed up, you got your computer or computers or multiple phones or tablet. All of them can be backed up. Really, really cool. What's really awesome, if you click on the auto login here, it will take you to your cloud. Or you can just go on a browser and type in gbucloud.com. It will take you here. The first time, it will prompt you for ID and password. And you can see here, this one over here, there's actually 2 computers in there, right? Because that was my old computer that was in there. And then I bought a new computer, which is this one here. And I chose to back up on that exact same backup. So I didn't want to create another one. That's why you see 2 terabytes. Okay. That's because there's 2 computers that are sharing because they contain the same information here. Awesome. Now, this is a feature that's coming very soon. Show your files. You can click on that. And here's my computer. You click on user and Chris, and you can see here, and then all my files are here. It is that simple, folks. That's a computer that's in Toronto, Canada. That was backed up back in last year just before we left. Obviously, the computer's been closed all this time. And this one over here is the one that's behind me. You can see here, May 9th, that's this morning. I added a file there this morning, and boom, it just brought it in to the cloud. Nice and simple. Let's go back to my cell phone. This is my cell phone. If you had an Android device, you would say Android upload, because I have an iPhone, it says iPhone upload. I double click on this, you can see everything is there, and you'll see the exact same thing with chronological order. You can make sure you can change, you want descending by name. That's what I want, so I can see all the dates. If I go to 2024, that's a complete year from January to December. Everything is in there. You can see here 2025. Oh, we just started the month of May. You can see before, those of you that have been watching me presenting this here over the year, you can see that it started with these months. Now we're up to May. Okay, it's set and forget. And here's another really cool feature is to collaborate and share. This particular section over here, if you double click on that, these are directories you can drag into the cloud. You can drag those files or directory right into the cloud here. I recommend you keep that structured, and then you can collaborate and share these files, folks. So this is what we have. And the other thing I want to mention over and above the use this tool is your reseller tools. You want to build your business, click on reseller tools, and here it is right there. And these are all the links that are available to you to build your business, folks. And again, in our trainings, we go into details, but this is the entry point. And when people fill in these ballots, well, we're going to talk about the lead capture system tomorrow. So you want to make sure that you are there and present for this particular training on Saturday. Next week, Joel's going to be introducing a brand new funnel that's going to be sitting into your GotBackup reseller tools in multiple languages: English, French, Italian, Spanish, Russian, and everything else. Really cool. You want to take advantage of that. So folks, at the end of the day, take advantage of everything that's offered to you to help you create another stream of income. So, and again, if you're late, don't worry about it, Michael, because this call is recorded. The same link that you click to join us here today is a recorded version of this call. If you like this training, folks, just smash the like button and tell the Google, the YouTube algorithm, even though Google owns YouTube, it will actually tell the algorithm that people like this. And this is a tool that can really help you build your business. Use our presentation. It is generic to help you build your business. So as we end, Tammy, any last words?
Hop in. We're going into momentum. We're having a lot of fun. Everybody uses data storage. It's such a no-brainer. And have a great Friday. Everybody, just wishing you all an amazing weekend. It was Chris and I 17th wedding anniversary on Wednesday, and we had so much work to do that we decided we were going to celebrate right after this session. We're just taking the rest of the day off and just enjoying each other's company. You know, the best part, see, if we had a job, we wouldn't have been able to do this, right? Yeah. So now we can just take the afternoon and just go out and do our thing and have a good time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Esther, and all of you here for the wonderful compliments and feedback. Really, really appreciate you guys. Have yourself a great weekend. Remember, Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, we'll be here. We'll be showing you exactly how Tammy and I worked our lead capture system that's included with your $9.97. Have yourself a great rest of your weekend, and bye for now.
Bye.